Okay, so now we're going to talk about how you actually put a clip down into the timeline and start building your sequence or your project. So let's start over here with some raw video. We're going to grab this shot, how about this shot right here from the haunted house scene. In a lot of consumer-based programs, they teach you to just basically take this entire clip. You can see this is a scene where they come running up to the door of this haunted house, and they would tell you to just take the whole thing, drop it down in here, and then start trimming it up once you get down inside here. Well, we are going to teach you to not do that. You do not want to come down here and drop entire big long clips down into your timeline and then trim them. What you want to do is come up here and decide what piece of it you want and just take that one little section of your overall clip down into your timeline. So in this case, I'm just going to scrub over to here. I'm going to hear the director yells action. We're going to set what they call an endpoint right there because that's where we want our clip to start. Now if you look right here, there are these two little lines. One says mark in and one says mark out. I'm going to hit mark in, and you'll notice it puts a little mark there and then makes the rest of this gray. I'm going to hit play. So this guy gets up there and stops right there. Now I'm going to hit the mark out button. So you can see that area between that in and that out is now gray. So when I grab this and pull it down into the timeline, this section is the only piece that's going to come down into the timeline. So there it is. I have that little, I'm going to zoom down on that. You can see that this little piece right here is this little piece that I just pulled out of there. Okay, so that's that little piece. So let's go to this next clip now. This is the same scene, just shot from the other opposite angle from the door. So let's take this scene. Now okay, so there's about where we left off with this clip, where he goes and just sort of bends over to watch his friend trying to unlock the door. So we're going to let him kind of come in here. I'm going to back up. He says, I believe he says, did you try the key or something? So once again, I'm going to hit the end point, and I'm going to hit play.
Did you try the big key? Yeah. So maybe the big key. It's not the big key.
So there's a part where they talk a little bit, and now that's where I want this particular clip to stop, so I'm going to hit out point. So once again, you can see it's gray between the in and the out point, so when I grab it, I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to just put it right there next to the first clip. Now we have this clip and this clip. So when they come together...
Did you try the big key? Yeah. So maybe the big key. It's not the big key.
So now we have this clip and this clip. So that's how you set clips up here and then bring them down into here. Now, for what it's worth, let's try this again here. And you can see here that you don't have to use this for ins and outs. You can see if you hover it over that, I is the shortcut for in and O is the shortcut for out. So in this case, let's see what happens here. So he's going to look up and he looks up and gets scared. So this time I'm going to use my keyboard. I'm going to press I. You can see that set the end point.
Did you get him? Did we lose him?
No.
I got it.
So now they're going to run through the door. I'm going to hit O for out now because this out point, mark out, shortcut is O. I and O, they're right next to each other on the keyboard. So you can see it set an in and out point. I'm going to set that down right here. I kind of goofed this up, but anyway, so this would be that little piece that I...
Did you get him? Did we lose him?
No.
Okay, so that's that piece right there. Now, once you do have clips down in here, you can still adjust them, and that's the beauty of this. You get them in there basically like you want them, but if you find out that they're too long or too short, you can still adjust them. So on a clip like this, you can see you can grab it. If you grab the clip like this and just click on it and hold it, you can move it around. You can hover over the edge like this, and if you click on it, you can roll it up and make it shorter. You can do that on either side. You can stretch it out and make it longer. You can roll it up like this and make it shorter. It's kind of like rolling up a piece of carpet or something. You're just making it longer or shorter. And then you can pull them around, and if you want to pull them up to each other, you can see right here it'll make a little line that indicates that they've snapped together, and now those two are touching each other right there. So that's how you move them around, or how you get them down into the timeline, and how you can move them around. Now you can also move them up and down. You can see over here, this is video 1, video 2, video 3. So this light blue area of the clip indicates that's where your video is. A1, A2, A3, A4, that's the audio portion of your clip. So this dark blue area indicates that that is your audio portion of the clip. So if you move these up and down, you can see you can put this up on video track 2, and this is on audio track 2 now. And so you can actually slide them over the top of each other and that sort of thing too. So that's how you move things around inside Premiere, inside the timeline. Now, there is one other way of doing this. So I've shown you how to pull the clips down into the timeline like this. Well, you also need to know how to do what they call an insert and an overwrite edit. That is essentially the process of putting a clip from here down into your timeline using these two buttons right here. This is your insert button, and this is your overwrite button. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to grab this clip. We've already got the in point and out point set for it. So I am going to put my timeline marker right here, this right here. I'm going to put that right here, right at the end of that clip. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to hit this insert. And watch what happens when I hit it. It's actually going to take that clip to the right and push it out of the way. It's going to take this clip, put it right here, and then this clip will actually be pushed over here out of the way. So watch what happens. I'm going to hit the insert, and you can see it set that clip right here and push this one out of the way for me. And now I can slide that up if I want to, or whatever. I'm going to undo that now and go back to where I was. Now watch what happens when I hit the overwrite. What's going to happen is it will not push this clip out of the way. This clip will still come down here and sit right here, but it's going to go over the top of it and erase the portion of the clip that it covers. So watch, I'll hit the overwrite, and you can see that it erased a portion of this clip. If I hit overwrite again, it's going to erase some more, and it's just going to basically steamroll over everything that was there. So I'll undo that, get back to where we were. So this is handy because if you have something like this, where, remember how I accidentally took that clip out of the middle of that? Well, say that I wanted to put this clip back in the middle of these two. Well, I'll put my marker right here in the middle of them, and I'll hit the insert button, and it just placed that clip right here in the middle, and I didn't have to pull this one out of the way or anything. I just placed it right in the middle, and it inserted it in and pushed this out of the way for me. So now we have...
Did you try the big key? Yeah. Let's hope maybe the big key. It's not the big key. Did you get him? Did we lose him?
No.
So you can see that we put these 3 clips in there, and that's just another way of putting them in using the insert or the overwrite. But generally speaking, most of the time you'll probably just want to drag it down into the timeline and place it where you want to place it. But it's good to know how to use those because they are very helpful at certain times.